Dear friends, welcome to Data Science Live. I'm back. I'm Mr. Campanell, and I'm going to be doing about 5 or so episodes on this topic of learning Python with CODEX. And what does that mean? Well, for full stack data scientists, I've always claimed that you need to know R, you need to know Python, and you need to know SQL. And for these next 5 weeks, I'm going to introduce another tool that's really going to help you if you're weak in any of those languages, which I think most of us are. We all have a strong language that we prefer to develop in. Personally, for me, it is R. But I know a lot of people who use Python for data science. And, now we have a lot more programming languages, and we're expected as data scientists to know all those languages. So I've got this nice little tool called CODEX that is going to help me, and it's also going to help you learn to be a full stack data scientist. And what CODEX is, it's from a company called OpenAI, and they call it Artificial General Intelligence. And CODEX will actually write the code for you if you give it the instructions on what you want to do. And it's really, if you're a data scientist who likes to write a lot of comments in your code, this is going to feel really natural to you, because that's essentially what you do, is you write a comment and then CODEX will write out the code for you. Now, it's still really early stage. It's still in beta, and it is really focused. Its strength right now is with the Python language. And that's kind of what I'm going to demonstrate here for you today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go get started. I'm going to go grab my seat. We're going to switch over and take a look at our IDEs that we're working in and get started. The one thing that we're going to do today, we're going to keep it really simple, and that is we're just going to build simple arrays with CODEX and simple Python arrays. So, like I said, let's go try and let's go get started here. So, switch it over here, and as you can see, I've got my interface up here. On the left-hand side, I've got my IDE, which is RStudio. Now, you may say, Mr. Campanell, I thought you said we're doing Python. Where is your Jupyter Notebook? Well, my suggestion for people is code in the IDE where you feel the most comfortable. So, like I said, I'm comfortable in R, and if you notice right up here, this is a little Python icon here for Python code, and down here it says Python. So RStudio can do Python, and it can do a number of other languages as well. So that's my IDE. Now over here on the right-hand side is beta.openai.com, and this is where we're going to be using CODEX. So I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to go into the playground. And this is where I'm going to type my commands. And with those commands, it's going to generate code for us. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to get my settings for CODEX. And I'm going to go over here and just pull up the setting window. And first thing I want to do is I'm going to change this engine here. I'm going to go down here to CODEX and do Code DaVinci 01. And this is the model that it allows you to do, will allow you to write the code. And one of the settings that you have to do is the temperature. Set it to 0. This temperature is kind of I call it the creative part of this GPT engine that OpenAI has. And so the lower it is, the less random it can be. Response length is the length of the code that you're going to output. I'm just going to take it up. I don't know. I think I'll maybe do about 120 characters, or is what it takes, or tokens. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to move it up to 120. And then I think I'm set. Do I have to save this? No, I think I'm set. Okay. Now, like I said, we're going to get started with arrays. I'm going to type in something here into the playground as in comments, and then I'm going to copy and paste it over here to RStudio, and we're going to take a look and see how the Python code looks. So to get started here, what you need to do to tell it Python, it has a little quirky little characteristics. If you put 1, 2, 3 double quotes here, and I'm going to just type in my comment for what I want to do. And I think what I really want to do, let's give this a try. We're going to create a 10 element MENT with first names. And I'll just put a period here because and I'm going to add the other 3. So this is now telling CODEX to create a Python 10 element array and populate it with first names. So I'm going to come down here, hit the generate button, and watch the magic happen. It should happen. Here we go. We see some lines. Okay, here we go. We're coming. There we go. So we have, oh, wow. Yes. Look at the names I've got here. Oh, my. I'm going to hit the cancel button because this is not coming out very well. Why didn't it come out good? Because I have a bug, right? What do I have here? How many did I type here? I typed way too many quotes in here. 1, 2. I just need 3, okay? Let's give this another try, shall we? Okay. Running. Names: John, Bob, Mosh, Sarah, Mary, Michael. But it really, this is, okay. This is not really what I expected it to do. So I'm going to hit a cancel again. I'm going to just delete everything out of here. Cancel. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to my settings. Let's make sure that they're set. Code, DaVinci 1, response length. I'm just going to go down to 90 here. Set that to 90. Make sure that we have enough on here. And I'm going to try again. All right. Plain text. Yeah. Okay. 2, 3. Create a 10 I'm going to say populated with first names. And I'm going to do the 1, 2, 3. Let's give this another try. Okay, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. It's actually giving me some last names too as well. But I didn't ask for it, but that's kind of what it's expecting the next command to be. I'm just going to, so let's just count these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 10 names in here for first names. And I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to paste it in here. Okay. And I'm just going to run the code. Okay, so I've ran the code, and then I'm going to go down here in my console and just see what first names is. Okay, tells me that. Hit my enter. Oh, okay, so there I've got it. All right, that's our first line of Python code. Now I'm going to try something a little bit different. Delete this out of the playground. I'm going to go into my settings, and I'm just going to shorten this response length to about 75. Okay, I think that's better than, I don't need these long responses here because I'm just doing short little arrays. And I think let's try something different. Let's be a little bit more creative, and let's say create an array. So I'm changing away my commands here with 5 beverage brand names. Okay, and let's see what we have in this array. Did that have to hit generate again? Okay, there we go. Okay. So it still keeps giving me things that I don't really ask for, that it thinks I might need. But we've got 5 beverage names: Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Fanta, and Stoney. These all kind of look like soda beverage brands. So this is kind of what the engine is thinking a beverage is. It's a soda. Interesting. So maybe I might want to kind of try something a little bit different on this one. And it's beverage. I want to maybe change it to, can we change it to, let's try something a little bit more challenging for the artificial general intelligence. And let's say we'll create an array with 5 sparkling water brand names. Okay, we don't want sodas, we want sparkling water. So I'm being very direct in what I want for these for this array. No, it's well. Oh, okay. All right, that's good. That's pretty good. So it actually names the array for me. That makes sense. So it's naming it as sparkling brands. But wow, it's an NP array. I'm just gonna throw this in and see what I get here. Okay, this to me doesn't really look like it makes sense code-wise, but I'm just gonna run this Python code. Okay, MP array, and I'm gonna say sparkling brands and run it. Okay, all right, so it does give me array. It's really not the same array as first names, as you can see, for Python. So, right, I've got two different arrays in two different array formats here. So, a little bit of a challenge to where I'm going to have to figure out what is the right one that I need for my code. Okay, and I think I'm going to try one more example here. And that example, let's try something a little bit different. We're going to say create an array, A-R-R-A-Y, right? Populated with 5 random numbers between 100 and 999. Okay. And, oh, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to hit the generate. Okay. So it gave me some code here that I can run. Really not exactly what I was looking for, but, and then it left it off because I don't have that, but let me just copy this and then paste it in my IDE. And let's run. So I'm getting a syntax error here on unexpected end of string. All right. I'm going to go here to just hit the regenerate button on this. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to hit the undo last. I'm going to change this up a little bit. So I'm going to say create a array with 5 random numbers between 100 and 110. And running it. Well, that one was a little bit more challenging for the for this to do. It didn't really understand my command here, or my command didn't really make sense to it. So let's undo the last. Let's try it again. And I'm going to say create an array with 5 random numbers. And I'm just going to be as simple as possible and as general as possible. Okay, I actually like this one here. Okay. Um, I'm going to just take this code here. Well, let me just get rid of this stuff here that did not work. And put this one in here and copy and paste. And then I'm just going to run this. Great. 5 random numbers. Gives me my array of 5, and that looks like that works. So I just want to say this is kind of what we're working with. Again, it's beta.openai.com. I think some of the points that I want to kind of make on this is number one, still beta, play around with it. It's really about the comments that you put into it. Don't expect it to be perfect every single time. The things that you're going to learn are you're going to learn how to work with the model, work with the model's strengths, and understand its weaknesses as well. But I'm like super excited about this, about CODEX. I think it is really, in terms of coding and development, I think that this is a big generational change, and it is something that is going to really kind of shake up the way we do things. Maybe not, not this year, maybe not in the next 5 years, but it's going to be coming, and it's going to be coming pretty fast for the people who adopt to it. I think it's really going to help speed up productivity in terms of software development, and I'm super excited about it. So thank you for tuning into me on Data Science Live. Want to give a shout out to Danny2398. Pretty cool comment on it. Yeah, it really is. Appreciate you watching and commenting into the chat. And I'll be back again next week, same time, same day. So Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to go into basically learning how to code with Python using your typical R commands, and we're going to convert the R code to Python in CODEX. So again, thank you. I'm happy to be back on Data Science Live, and see you next week, dear friends.